Let's take you to Parliament now. This afternoon, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta's job is not the only one on the line. The minority in Parliament is standing the heat also on the Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Ernest Addison, who they say should resign or be sacked. Let's get more from Kweku Asante, who's joining us via Zoom now. Kweku, what's the latest then, and why is the minority mounting pressure for the BOG boss to leave office?
So, Blessed, according to Deputy Minority Ranking Member on the Finance Committee, Isaac Adongo, you look at the current rate of inflation, you look at the current rate of the depreciation of the cedi. This is exactly at the doorsteps of the Bank of Ghana Governor. And indeed, the calls for the sacking of the Finance Minister may not yield any results, even if Finance Minister is changed and the Bank of Ghana Governor, Dr. Ernest Addison, still remains at post. They've been laying aground a number of specific options that they say that the Bank of Ghana Governor, Dr. Ernest Addison, has been incompetent in his handling of fiscal matters and hence must go.
Let's listen to Isaac Adongo on that point, and then we'll deal with some other issues unfolding on the floor of the House.
How can Dr. Addison still be the governor of the central bank? I call on Dr. Addison as a matter of urgency to exit that office and give Ghana the chance to clear the mess that he has created. Part of the problem of the exchange rate emanating from this 70 billion is unto that even the central bank itself is competing with the economy for dollars. Dr. Addison, since he assumed office, has borrowed in excess of $7 billion on the balance sheet of the Bank of Ghana and thrown those dollars at the city. Today, Dr. Addison is in trouble to find the dollars to go and pay back those loans. Some he called them bridge finance, some he called them swaps, some he called them repurchase agreement. Today, Dr. Addison is in the market looking for dollars to pay up for his own mess. That is the problem. And Dr. Addison must be sacked. Otherwise, he must have the conscience to resign as the governor of the central bank. Part of the mess that he has created in an attempt to recall those 70 billion back to the banking sector and back to the Bank of Ghana, he has had to consistently increase the policy rate. That's the only way he can recall the money. He must attract those monies back from people's homes. And so every now and then, Dr. Addison increases the policy rate just so the 70 billion can come back home. To the extent that now the government borrows on 91 days at 34%. If you're a blue chip company like Unilever, you need to pay a premium to access a loan from the bank. That will not be less than 40 billion. If you're a Koku Menu enterprise, then you should be looking at 50% to be able to borrow from the bank. Again, Dr. Addison is a key architect that is collapsing our businesses and squeezing credit to the private sector. To the extent that you now need to have a miraculous business that can give you 150% profit, so you can pay the 50% the banks are demanding and still pay your expenses and have something left. I don't know the type of legal business in Ghana that can give you that. Even the other illegal businesses, they are shrouded in secrecy, so we can't even tell the margins. But Dr. Addison is the cause of this. So Dr. Addison must go. If Dr. Addison does not go, I assure you, the effort to sack who and to remove who would come to nothing.
And let's get more from Kweku. So Kweku, there's more developments in the House. What can you report?
So it's been a busy day in the House. There have been allegations from the minority that government is training mercenaries to foment trouble ahead of the 2024 election. They've not been providing specific evidence except to cite online journalist Kevin Taylor, who they say has engaged in this expose, exposing government's efforts to cause trouble in the 2024 election. They say these mercenaries are now being trained in the sanctuary forest. And so they want some independent investigations to happen to establish that the root cause and also the full facts of the issue. They've also been alleging that the security agencies have now been politicized to the extent that morale is down in the barracks, and the police and military men in the country are not very happy about how promotions and other things are being handled. But there's been a swift response from government, first from the defense minister, Dominic Little, who flatly denied the allegations and accusations that government is out there training mercenaries to cause trouble in the 2024 election. They say nothing of that sort is happening, and that is simply, quote and unquote, yellow journalism that is being engaged by Kelvin Taylor, and that he has no evidence, no shred of evidence to back the specific allegations, on the score having to do with the professionalism of the various security agencies and whether or not there is morale in the various barracks, and whether or not the government is packing these security agencies with party loyalists. Interior Minister Ambrose Derry has also been responded, and he's been parrying away the suggestions. He said that morale is very much high on the various barracks, and that the President Akufo-Addo's government has always ensured and striving to ensure that the security agencies get all that they need, and that meritocracy is the order of the day in terms of the people who get to be promoted and those who get to be recruited at all into the security services. So let me just get some clarity on that. Is the Interior Minister fighting off claims that there's some sort of disaffection within the ranks of the police service or the armed forces as well? Yeah, indeed, it was the allegations of James Agaga that because of some promotion issues, some recruitment that were being done into the security services, morale was down. The men and women in the police, military, and other security agencies were not very happy with how things were panning out, and so morale was down. But the Interior Minister says nothing of that sort is happening. Indeed, the Defense Minister himself also responded to those specific allegations, and he said that these are just a figment of someone's imagination. They do not reflect reality. That as far as government is concerned, the people in the police, the military, and other security agencies are very much high on morale and are there working to the betterment of the society.
Is this matter likely to feature on the floor of Parliament?
Well, indeed, in the coming days, it's expected that it will come to the floor because the minority are demanding some independent investigations into the matter. And it's not clear if government will give in to that demand. Clearly, from what we've heard from the defense and interior ministers, they are not very much open to that idea. And so it's left to be seen if a motion may be filed in the House or an urgent question will be filed in the House for the minister to come and respond and provide some specific details. It is not far-fetched that in the coming weeks it will come. But the other downside to this is that this is the budget sitting. From next week, a lot of things in Parliament will be dominated by matters around the 2023 budget. And so there will be not much room to be able to discuss all of these things. And so the minority are able to put this on the floor. They must do so this week or the next.
Kukwasante, parliamentary correspondent joining us. We'll return shortly.